For years, my weight has gone up and down and up again. No matter the plan, the motivation just never seemed to stick. And I know I'm not the only one struggling with this. Many people out there are. So, my name is Kiki, and on this channel, I talk about self improvement and personal finance. So, back in university, I was a bit overweight, and this really took effect on my health. I wasn't able to, walk for long. I was out of breath all the time. I couldn't even bend down to even tie my shoelaces. That's how overweight I was. Not so much overweight all over my body, but mainly within my midsection. You know, so I made the decision to finally, do something about it. But the problem was I didn't go about it the right way. So I started by going to the gym, and right away I started doing cardio. I did the treadmill, I did the stairmaster, anything just to get my heart rate up. And that's not bad to say. And that's not bad on its own. But the problem was I never really did weights to build muscle. And aside going to the gym to do the stairmaster and all those things, there was a track just right outside our gym in school. So I would go to the track as well, and then I'll run about 10 laps, or even I think about 15 laps. I can't quite remember the number. But in all, I would spend about an hour and a half to 2 hours just running. And another thing I did was I checked my diet. Of course, I mean, if you're losing weight, you work on your diet as well as exercising and doing the gym as well. So as I was working on my diet, the things that I stopped eating were obviously, the processed foods, the cakes, the candies, the fizzy drinks, and all those things. Right. And I started eating a lot of protein. Even though I still ate carbs, I still ate some carbohydrates. It was actually like natural carbs, like sweet potatoes, those rice, those kind of things. That's the carbohydrates that I stuck to. So the problem that I noticed was I went cold turkey on a lot of foods, rather than just gradually reducing it down to a more realistic quantity. So I gradually like wean myself off things. I just went cold turkey. So I think that is one of the things that failed me as well. So after doing all this, the gym, running on the track for almost 2 hours, and then the cutting out a lot of things in my diet, I actually lost a lot of weight. I don't remember the actual number, but I was quite thin back in university. But again, because I wasn't doing it in a sustainable way, I gained all that weight back plus interest, right? It wasn't a good experience, and I was quite disappointed in myself for doing all that work and then letting go of myself like that. So, second time that I did this, or the next time that I actually went on another weight loss journey, this was after my dad passed, you know, and because of what he went through, I explained this in a different video of mine. I might link it somewhere, or I'll put the link in the description for the video about my dad. So with him, it was basically, he was diabetic. He was a bit overweight. He wasn't that big. He was also big around his midsection, but not like from head to toe. So he was diagnosed with, he had diabetes in his mid 30s, but he never really did anything about it. And by the time he was in his late 50s, it caught up with him, and he didn't really do much. It kind of, took a downhill turn from there, and he died from complications due to diabetes and stroke and whatnot. So witnessing that is what scared me, and I realized that I need to get back on this weight loss journey or fitness thing again. So I went on another journey. I went to the gym. I cut a lot of things out of my food cold turkey again, as if I didn't learn my lesson from the first time. I repeated the same things, but only because I was kind of scared. I didn't want his situation to be my situation. That's why I went the direction that I did. And in under 3 months, I lost about 25 kg, and I was back. All my health markers were good. My blood sugar was good. Blood my blood sugar was good. My blood pressure was also good as well, and all my like triglycerides and my good cholesterol and my bad cholesterol were at very good levels as well. Now, the problem with me doing this after my dad passed was I did this out of a place of fear rather than a goal. So I was running away from something rather than towards something. So I didn't want to end up like him. That's why I went the way that I did. But if I'd had like a goal in mind that I want to be healthy, I want to like have a lifestyle that I can do till I'm old and I die, rather than having a goal, something to run towards. I'd rather running away from something. And I think that's why I didn't have a direction. And then, as I said, within 3 months, I'd lost about 25 kg, and it was good. But a few months later, again, guess what happened? Yes, I gained everything back again. So even after that, even after gaining it back, I went on a few like more diets and more like gymming sessions and all those things to kind of like manage it. And from there, I kind of just yo-yoed. I would dip a little bit, I'll go up again, I would dip a little bit, go up again. And if any health expert tells you like this is worse than actually being obese, if it's you might want to either be obese and keep that weight level rather than gaining weight and losing it and gaining weight. Like that's actually quite dangerous. This lifestyle, or this not, not let me not say lifestyle, this way that I lost weight and gained weight, it did have some effects on me. Like as I recall back in school, because I was running so much back in school, my knees were always hurting me, especially when I run on the treadmill. I don't know if it's just me, but when I run on the treadmill, my knees always hurt. But when I run like outside on the actual ground, it's much better for my knees. So I don't know if it's just me or it's a general thing. And because I hadn't built muscle, you know, I looked weak and frail. That was one of the things. As I said, people saw me and they thought I was ill because I lost so much weight. But one thing that I did learn later on is, if you have muscle, muscle actually helps like keep like all the junk out of your blood, especially like glucose, excess, whatever it is that's floating in your blood. The muscle it needs a lot of energy to maintain itself. So if you build muscle on yourself, it actually acts like a vacuum and sucks all these things out of your blood just to maintain its structure. I wish I'd known this earlier. I would have, built more muscle instead of always doing just cardio. So just a few takeaways from what I learned from years of yo-yo dieting and yo-yo gymming, if that's a word. It's always better to have something fixed, something that you can stick to, that you do, right? Don't quickly jump into trends or jump onto diets because it promises quick weight loss. Actually do what works for you, something that you can sustain. For me, like I like the occasional treat. I still like a milkshake here, a chocolate bar here. I like the occasional burger, but I like to cook as well. I like to like make my own food in the house as well. So how can I find a balance between this? A lot of people say if you eat good 80% of the time, if you eat healthy food 80% of the time, and then you keep junk food to 20% of the time, that should be fine. It should be fine. That's what they say. So that's actually something that I'm trying to implement myself. Like right now, I'm actually trying to get back into shape again. I don't know. My face looks a bit round because my cheeks are a bit plumpy and everything. I don't even think I have a jawline because of my face is more round from like being quite overweight and stuff. So this is something I'm actually trying again to lose weight, but I'm trying to do it more intentionally this time. There's no rush. I mean, there is a bit of not a rush, but I'm trying to get healthy as quickly as possible, but not put myself in a position where I'm not able to sustain it. So I am eating healthier this time. I am cutting down massively on processed foods, on sweets and everything. I still take them, but very, very occasionally. I'm trying to be more active. I'm not going to the gym yet because to be honest, the gyms around us are always crowded. I've tried going in the morning, in the evening. That was a while back, and it's always crowded. It's always sweaty, smelly. But even it's mostly always crowded. You want to do something on this equipment, and it's always full. You can't really do anything. So I've decided to just take more walks this time. Aside doing the lifestyle change and watching my diet as well, but not sticking to a particular diet, increasing my protein intake. That's very important. I still eat carbohydrates, but less of it. I always increase my protein intake and then less carbs on my plate and then veggies as well. I'm trying to eat a lot more fruit instead of, drinking juice, anything sugary, like that. And also, I'm also drinking a lot of coconut water as well. It's kind of because it's basically just like water, but it's a little bit sweetened, and it's natural. I hope it is natural because the coconut water that we drink here comes in like boxes. So I hope they don't add anything to it. I hope it's just straight out the coconut. So those are the few things that I'm doing. So I will be recording more videos on my progress and things that I'm doing. I will do a video where I weigh myself and then gradually, show the progress as I'm going. I'm just doing this just to keep myself accountable because I've seen a lot of people who lose weight, but what they do is they don't share the journey as they're going. They only share the journey at the end when they've lost all the weight, and then they just come and narrate what they've done. I actually want to record this as I'm going and take you guys along, whoever is watching, take you guys along with me as I do it, right? So hopefully someone sees this early and probably wants to join me. We can do it together. Okay, keep each other accountable, and yeah, hopefully we do see some results at the end of everything. And not at the end of everything, let's just remember that this is a lifestyle that I'm trying to incorporate, so it's going to be something that I'm going to be doing for the next however many years God has given me on this earth. But it's something that I want to stick to. So for the next 60, 70 years, hopefully, that's, if I say 70, that's over 100. I hope I make it to 100 and over, but if I do want to make it to 100, there are a lot of things I need to change about my lifestyle, my diet, and all that. So it's a challenge, so it's something that I plan to do, and I just hope you guys keep me accountable to it. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.